Welcome to a special edition of Entrepreneurs. You know how I say a special edition?
Yes.
See, we Hispanic people, we can't say special. We have to say a special
Okay.
edition of Entrepreneurs and Fuego. We're documenting the journey of incredible entrepreneurs. My new best friend, how you doing, man?
Very good. Always good having your best friend.
I tell you what, Jenai.
Yep.
You got an incredible story to tell, man.
Thank you.
I mean, it's an incredible story. I mean, it's an admirable story. Back in 2000, you and your, here's the other thing that pisses me off.
I didn't know the first thing, though.
Well, I'm just full of these little quirks because, whenever you get divorced from someone, why is it that the media refers to the wife as the estranged wife, right?
Yes.
What's going on here?
Yeah, I don't know.
And so that really upsets me. I mean, I've read clips about you. I've seen interviews about you. Oh, terrible! This is going to be the best one.
Okay, good.
But there is nowhere, anywhere, since the day you got divorced, that says, oh, the estranged husband. It's always the estranged wife.
Right. Well, yeah, with this assumption that he was the business person and he was, did the whole CrossFit thing, and I was just kind of a side person to that story.
Correct.
Is how it feels. Yeah.
Correct. For those of you who do not know, Jenai and her strange husband. See, I wanted to throw that in.
I like it. I like it. Although we're no longer estranged.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
We're formerly estranged.
Formerly.
Right. They founded CrossFit, which of course is worldwide and became a phenomenon, a tribal following, just a cult. And you co-founded that, and you'll tell us the story, as much as you want to talk about that. But after all those episodes and so forth, you now are here back in Scottsdale as CEO and founder of Manifest.
Yes, I am. Super excited about it.
This is a cool place right here in Old Town Scottsdale. You know what I noticed too? You placed this thing not in North Scottsdale.
Correct.
And I think that there is a reason why you do that. I don't know why, maybe I'm wrong, but you came here to Old Scottsdale, which I think has a lot more meaning. Why?
Well, a couple things. The most important thing is when I wanted to open a facility for Manifest, I wanted it to not look like anything traditionally in health and fitness. I wanted the look and feel to be completely different, the experience to be different, because most people who are not participating in health and fitness aren't because they've had some sort of bad experience in gyms or with trainers, or they're scared or intimidated. So we really wanted to create something that looked very different. And so, with CrossFit, a lot of CrossFit gyms are in, storefronts or garages, and it has a certain look. Globo gyms, 24-hour fitness or whatever, has a certain look. Stacy, who works with me as a facilitator and manager, found this location, and we just saw it and said, this is just so perfect. It's unique. It's more of a studio.
It's welcoming.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
It's warm. It's welcoming.
Thank you for noticing that, because that was the goal.
It's non-threatening, and I think that is the antithesis of CrossFit, right? Because
Correct.
For CrossFit, man, I mean, if you wanted to take one of those classes, and God bless those people, that you have to be in some kind of shape. Whereas here, this is kind of where you're filling in for those people who have felt threatened by those
Correct.
extreme workouts. Is that what I get?
Yes, correct. Yes, we definitely wanted a welcoming feel and environment, so that when people did make a commitment or did choose to join Manifest, that it was not a stressful experience for them, and that it was really easy for them to just show up.
Why Manifest? Why not something else?
You mean the name?
The name.
That was that took a long time to come to the word Manifest for this concept. I had the concept in my head for probably a good 2 years before it came down to paper and took a personality. And Manifest has multiple meanings to me, but part of Manifest was me coming out of a company, out of a relationship, and reinventing myself and in a way, and reinventing my place in the health and fitness industry. And it was like my own journey and my own manifestation of this concept. But also, manifest also means like coming into one's own. And I knew that there'd be these people. There's a lot of people who need to be accepted by health and fitness and embraced that aren't. And those people are going to go through a process with Manifest where they actually manifest their own new selves.
When I saw the name Manifest, it intrigued me, right? Because to manifest, it means to reveal. And after what you went through, and we're not going to get into it. If you want to know about it, Google it, blah, blah, blah. But
all lies.
but you really did come out from a very stressful time. And people would have two opinions, right? People say, oh my goodness, she got paid, why is she crying about? What can she be depressed about? She's got a beautiful life, blah, blah, blah. But the fact of the matter is, when you lost CrossFit, you lost something of you.
I lost everything. I had worked every waking hour for, at that point, 15 years.
Sure.
Building a company, and all my friends, all my associates, everything in my life was tied into that. It was a huge investment, huge. And so when I became an outsider in that company, I had no friends. I had no job, basically. I was raising 4 kids,
Sure.
which is a job. But I had a passion, and that passion didn't have, I wasn't able to express it anymore. And for someone like myself who is driven, that's devastating. And that's something a lot of people might not realize, but when you take somebody's passion away, or you remove yourself from your passion, it leaves a huge hole. And it took me a few years of, figuring out what to do with that emptiness. Some of those decisions were not the best. Trying to fill the hole with things that didn't matter, weren't healthy for me. And honestly, it was like coming out of that is where Manifest started to brew in my head, because I found myself in some dark places and struggling to work out and not eating right. And
Wait a minute. You of all people in the world,
yeah,
struggling to work out.
exactly. And
That's hard to fathom. I mean,
It was-
you are the epitome of a workout. I mean,
Yeah, and
I find it very difficult to understand anybody in the world other than you having a hard time working out.
yeah,
But you did.
I did, and I actually that hit me. It was like, oh my God, if this is hard for me,
Yeah.
this is going to be hard. Obviously, it's hard for so many people, but I got it on a new level because I wasn't involved in my other company at that point for quite a while. So I had this new perspective, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to track myself and how I get myself out of this dark, depressed, not healthy state, and figure out the nuances that it takes to get happy, healthy, and active again, and use that experience to do something for the vast majority of people who still need help in health and fitness.
And that's the cool thing about what happened. I mean, cool today, not cool then. But looking back, you're feeling those emotions, right? I mean, and you're going through that pain, and you're realizing, maybe some other folks out there
Yeah.
are going through similar pains, and they can't get up. They
Right.
can't get up to go to the gym to work out. And you, of all people in the world, know best that so long as you show up, it's half the battle, and you're going to feel fine right after your 20, 30, 45-minute, 1-hour workout. You're guaranteed you're going to feel better.
Right.
And so Manifest is created.
Yes.
Because now you find some other elements that will fulfill the workout of the individual. Not just the physicality of it, but there's 2 more elements to it, right?
Yeah, so there's other aspects. There's obviously you have to show up.
Yep.
If you want to make a change in your fitness, and you have to do something. And I think more importantly is nutrition, eating, food, what you put in your body. And
That's the hardest part though, right?
it is. It is the hardest part, and it's the simplest part in a lot of ways. And honestly, you can make tremendous changes in your health and fitness just through changing what you eat. And that is so underemphasized in every aspect of our culture.
And those are changes that, I'm going to use the word, that manifest right away.
Right away. Well, which is interesting because we started looking at people's blood lipids
Right.
as a measure, as opposed to weight or body fat or whatever, performance. And we were tracking people's results through looking at cholesterol, triglycerides, glucose levels. And I know, because I've worked for 20 years in this industry, that changing people's diet affects those numbers. And I just didn't know how quickly those changes could happen. So we started testing every 30 days. And what we found is people coming into the program who were basically critically ill with high cholesterol, insulin-dependent diabetics, et cetera, could change their health within 30 days, get off medicine, and completely reverse the chronic disease that they were experiencing.
And not just that aspect of it, but also the changing behaviors, right?
Absolutely.
Which is another piece of your program.
The third piece is understanding behavior, human behavior, and we have facilitators at Manifest, and they are trained to recognize behavior patterns and how to work with the participants in shaping their behavior towards a desired goal. And that is something that's never been done in health and fitness, and it's exciting.
You're putting all these three pieces together, and it's with the idea of people who otherwise would not show up, just asking them, just show up.
Right.
Right, just show up.
Right.
And then the rest will start taking care of itself.
Yes.
That's a very simple philosophy.
Yeah, and it honestly is that simple. Show up, and once somebody shows that they can do something, if they stop doing it from a behavioral science perspective, we know why. There's certain things in behavior like, oh, they can do this thing, they have this goal, it's here, and this is the thing they have to do. If they're not doing it, why? We get to the why. And then we figure out how to navigate that person to a place where they show up.
How did you get to the why? Because there wasn't any manifest other than in your head while you were going through all of these things. And certainly there wasn't anybody that told you, all right, this is the plan. I know what you're going through. This is the plan. This is how you're going to get out of there.
So this is actually really interesting. I was talking with a friend of mine who started a company called ISR, which is Infant Swim Resource. This company teaches babies, like 6-month-old babies, water survival skills using behavioral science, what we understand about human behavior. These are babies with no words, and they can shape behavior to where the baby floats in water.
Right.
So I was talking to my friend about Manifest and these ideas. This is before it was called Manifest, and about being a coach and what makes a great coach. And she's like, Lauren, you just understand human behavior. It's like you have a degree in behavioral science. I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, everything you're saying that works and why it works is exactly the same reasons that we can teach a baby to float in water. And my friend and I started working together, and she put terms together for me that I knew instinctively or innately because of what I had done for 15, 20 years. And we were able to just put a curriculum together where it really is just a system process by which we can move people through that's just based on behavioral science.
How did this happen, though? I mean, take me to that moment, right? Because it must have happened. Something must have illuminated in you. Something must have gotten you to get up from that bed and go, you know what? That's it. It's enough. I'm switching. I'm just completely transforming myself from now on. Did that happen like that, or was it a progressive change?
You know, for me personally, like I was in a dark place, and I wanted to change, and that kind of was a slow, like, okay, I know I have to do something. I don't know how. Like that struggle was a little bit slow and progressive, but there came literally an instant, and it was like lightning struck me, and these things that had just been fuzzy in my brain all clicked. And what I realized was everything I've done thus far in my life and my career, the CrossFit experience, all of that was leading up to something much more important, much bigger that I needed to do and that I was still obligated to do. And everything I manifested in my head.
Right.
I knew everything, every aspect of it. It revealed itself.
It revealed itself.
And that didn't mean everything was together. I just knew I knew the path I was on and where I had to go. And this facility here in Scottsdale is, we've been testing out the business model and all the theories I've had and working with people, and so this is, the manifestation of all those ideas.
And you can see, I mean, for those of you who want to stop by here in South Scottsdale and look at this facility, it really is, when I look around, and just by talking to you this short time, I think it's a reflection of your personality. Mm-hmm. And anybody that comes in here, would feel at ease, and it's very home. Some places have very good karma, if you believe in any of those things, mm-hmm. right? I mean, mm-hmm. I don't know if I do or not, but it really has a good feeling when you walk in a place like this. And again, it's a manifestation of your personality and stuff.
I love hearing that, because it is definitely an extension of me, and that's exactly what I want this place to feel like, very welcoming.
Did you know inside of you that you would get out of that darkness? Did you always knew that you would get out of it, and it was just a matter of time for you?
No. I mean, I have 4 young kids,
yeah.
and I think on that, for them, I knew I couldn't stay there in that dark place. But that dark place is deep. It's not a...
How did your kids react to it?
I hit it pretty good, I think. They might be in therapy later, I don't know. Right. I was a good mom. And honestly, through that whole...
Did they knew what you were going through?
No. They were really young.
Okay.
They were really, really young.
But kids, they're little sponges. And so they know when mommy is not... There's something wrong with mom.
Yeah, they know.
They know.
Yeah, they know on some level. And we talk about it. I mean, I'm a big fan of a lot of communication and parenting and no surprises. So we talk about it, especially because some of this stuff is going to be public.
Right.
They need to understand. And I like that, I'm a human, and my kids are going to have similar problems throughout their lives. And, just because we stumble doesn't mean we have to just give up. And, that's part of Manifest, too. It's like, you fall down sometimes. Just let's start again. Let's show up again.
In your 20 years since you started in the health business, is that the best lesson that you learned?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and being a competitive person...
You're competitive? No.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
Sometimes when you fail, it's devastating. And the psychological part of this is important, because and I think that's what I learned coming out of that dark place is, so I ate 12 donuts today, or whatever you do that you feel guilty about. So what? Instead of feeling guilty about it and, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be anything, and all the negative things that go through it, instead go, yay, I ate a dozen donuts, they were great. Now what? Let's move on, and let's do the next thing. So just because you fall, get back up. You can always get back up, and that's really hard lesson. And I know a lot of people struggle with that, even if they're not conscious of it.
Opening up a facility like this is risky.
Oh yeah.
Everything carries risk, mm-hmm. and you're aware of that. Mm-hmm. And yet you're willing to take that risk because you feel that there is more to the business, but it's your experience and the desire to changing people's lives mm-hmm. that is driving you now.
I actually literally feel like I have an obligation. I feel like I have such an important message, and what I'm doing is very, very significant, and it would be wrong if I didn't share it with people. And so this is risky, and if I lose all my money and whatever, that's what happens. I'm going to go out in a ball of flame of helping people.
Is that the ultimate objective?
Yeah.
Helping folks?
Yeah.
What is the let's define the prototypical client mm-hmm. That comes here to Manifest. Who is that person?
Well, there is a special person named Stacy who actually fits that, and she was my very first participant, and she. If I get my facts wrong, don't kill me. She's in her 50s and was struggling getting started on a program, had health issues, and didn't want to flip tires, didn't want to go to a dirty gym, didn't want to do stupid diets. She didn't want to get on a scale. And she came to me, and I agreed with her, like, you don't need to do any of those things. Let's put these thoughts that I have together and let me test them with you. And really her goal was just to be a good grandmother and be physical with her grandson. You know, she didn't need to be an elite athlete or, you know, a competitor. She just wanted to live healthily with her family. And I think that's pretty typical.
And that's really the goal and the prototypical person for Manifest.
To be, you know, a vibrant, living, moving, happy human.
Did you tattoo integrity on your wrist before or after the divorce?
During
the divorce. Why?
It was actually probably before, it was during our separation, because I felt like I had a lot of integrity and that was important to me, and that, you know, integrity being, you know, what your actions stand behind your words.
And staying true to who you were.
And stay true to who you are, exactly. And I watched so many people not have integrity, and it was very disappointing and discouraging, and I just wanted to, and thank you for noticing that. People don't notice that. You know, I wanted that to be something that I was reminded of daily, that that's one of my strengths.
To me, it's fascinating, and I think it really goes into the deep inside of you, right? Because you're all about that. Mm-hmm. You're all about providing a message. Mm-hmm. And it seems to me that every word that you use is not just used randomly. I mean, it's used for a very specific reason. It's used very deliberately. And that's why I noticed. And I was just wondering, you know, when it happened, mm-hmm. and the why mm-hmm. it happened. And so that's what I was just curious.
Well, yeah, one of the things I've learned in life is when you know exactly where you want to be,
yeah,
or what the outcome is, everything gets easy. You're just then on a path to that thing. And it does make everything become crystal clear, and everything you need to say becomes very easy. And I feel like I've been able to stay with my other company very focused on a target goal, and I feel like that with Manifest as well. Doesn't mean the road it's not going to be bumpy, or you might have to change course, but there's a place I'm going with this, and it makes me pretty driven.
And here's the thing too, though, that you are in a very privileged position where you can affect lives. And you have the wherewithal to affect lives. And because of that privileged position, how do you, or it's got to be challenging to figure out who your true friends are? Because everybody wants something from you. Mm-hmm. I want an interview from you. Everybody here wants mm-hmm. something from you. Mm-hmm. Who is real? Who is not real? That's got to be one of the biggest challenges for you. How do you determine that?
Time. People will prove themselves, and they're...
Is the wrinkles, right?
You know, I'm unique in the way I deal with people, because I'm very open, and I don't worry about that kind of thing. And because a lot of people seemingly take advantage or whatever, but I don't mind that process, because I see what people are. Eventually, they show their true colors, and it is what it is. You know, we're all here getting something out of everybody, is how all our relationships, it's give and take.
There's a quid pro quo.
Totally.
And the sooner we realize mm-hmm. that that's the game, mm-hmm. just be genuine with it, right?
Yeah.
Don't just pretend, oh no, I just don't want anything from you, but maybe I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I want from you.
Yeah. And it might work out.
It might work out. All right, that's cool.
Yeah, and it might not. Who cares?
How many manifests we're going to have in the United States or in the world?
Right now, I'm not thinking of anything past the United States.
Okay.
I think there's other issues outside of the U.S. That I'm not ready at this point to deal with in terms of, you know, cultural things. And so I've just really, if I can just work within the United States, I'd be happy. And I don't know how many. We are going to advance organically, meaning as this facility becomes sustainable and profitable, we'll do another. and then another, and the entire thing is always going to stay company owned. I'm not going to franchise.
Is the size going to be about the same, or
I think we'll go a little bit bigger.
This is about 2,000 square feet. So
a little under.
A little under square feet.
Yeah.
So you would probably want to go a little bit bigger. All right.
A little bit bigger, but not much. Part of the business model is keeping, how to be most effective with costs, and how to maximize space.
That's cool.
Because it's a very different flow than most gyms.
Anybody that is wanting to start a business, any business, what would your advice be?
Don't quit. The only way to fail is to quit.
The only way to fail
is to quit.
Laura and Jenai, man, you're admirable, man.
Thank you.
I love your tattoos, man. I can sit here and talk about your tattoos all day long.
You're a good interviewer.
I just like you. I mean, listen, you got a very genuine story, right? And you're a very genuine person. In your story, you playing footsie with me? In your story is so inspiring to other people. And your facility is so inspiring to other people. And you're in a position to affect people's lives that when they see this, they're going to go, you know what? Yeah, let me get off the couch.
I hope so.
Let me get off the couch. Let me just get there. Let me get there. Let me get there.
Yeah. Show up, we'll take care of the rest.
Show up, we'll take care of the rest.
Yep.
And with that, we're out.